Wow, a very special guest today, guys. Very special guest today. Cannot wait for you to see who the special guest is for today. Wait till you guys see live and in person too. This is not a Zoom thing. This is a real thing right here. All right, welcome in to the Tony's 2-minute drill with my very special guest, the one and only, my little baby, El Rose. Hi, mommy. You're on the stream. Look, the camera's this way. Excuse me. Camera's right there. We got a lot to talk about. We've got an entire slate of NFL to talk about. 1 p.m.s, 4 p.m.s, the Sunday night game. We've got 2 Monday night games tonight, and we're going to preview it all very quickly. You ready? What do you want, the Flanagan's Cup? No. Okay, we're not doing that. Let's focus right here. Here we go. All right, so let's start off in the most obvious place. All right, Eagles go down to Tampa, and they completely destroy the Bucs for a little bit. Oh, excuse me. I need that. Eagles destroy the Bucs for a little bit. Bucs start getting back into the swing of things, and the magic of Baker runs out a little bit. You were watching. The magic of Baker runs out. Eagles are the most dominant team in the NFL, and it's not even close, right? Both sides of the ball, offensive line, defensive line. People are mad at the way that they're winning, and it seems to me like all the great teams have had like the signature thing of, all right, you don't want us to run it down your throat. You don't want us to throw it 65 times and score a bunch of points. Stop us, right? And it just seems like the Eagles are that team, and it's like, all right, just stop us. When they're down, they start passing like they did in the Rams game, and all of a sudden they have, Jalen Hurts throws for 250 some odd yards in a half. A.J. Brown's happy. Devontae Smith is happy. Dallas Goedert happy. Everybody's happy, right? Exactly. My thing with the Eagles is this: they're somehow an incredibly coached team. Nick Sirianni, for all the shit that we gave him with the press conference, with things just not looking right and not being right for the first couple of seasons where things were just something was a little off in Philly. Then they just started dialing it in, and it's good when you have assistant coaches that end up being head coaches somewhere else and actually kind of succeeding. Shane Steichen doing a great job with the Colts. Jonathan Gannon, the Cardinals are okay. Obviously, they've got some issues, but he's a decent head coach. Kellen Moore now with New Orleans. Like, the Sirianni tree is starting to grow of exactly right. Starting to grow with coaches, but they're just an incredibly coached team, 1. 2, offensive line is maybe the best unit in the NFL, regardless of position. That might be the best unit right there. Their defense gets after it. Their linebackers are great. Bond is amazing. Their secondary starting to turn the corner a little bit. I thought they were a little weak to start the season. Their special teams make plays. Everybody in the special teams, kick, punt return, punt block, field goal blocks, like they just win. They win at all costs. And we thought the magic of Baker was finally going to stop at some point, right? The carriage was going to turn into a pumpkin, like we thought with Daniel Jones, and it did. It happened, and I thought Baker was great in spots. Ended up bringing him almost all the way back, not quite there. The Eagles, I know they're not fun to watch. I know that they're a bit monotonous on offense with the same runs. They didn't complete a pass in the second half. Can you believe that? They didn't complete a pass in the second half. And I think Jalen Hurts is playing really good ball. Can you believe that? Jalen Hurts playing good ball, not completing a pass in the second half. Uh-huh. What else? Oh, okay. She wants to talk about another game. She was very excited about the Jaxson Dart start. But did you like that, huh? The Chargers going into Metlife. Yep. Jaxson Dart starting. Uh-huh. Thank you. Jaxson Dart starting. And he didn't light the world on fire as far as throwing the ball, right? He completed, I think, 111 yards for 111 yards. Big news out of there is that Malik Nabers is out for the season. ACL tear. MetLife claims another victim. I want to go through here Here, baby, let's go for a second. Let's go right here. Here we go. I'm going to go through some of the injuries that people have had in MetLife, which is an insane amount. All right, so let's start in 2020. Okay, so the last 5 years of MetLife. Let's start in 2020. Nick Bosa, ACL tear. 2021, Matt Pert, New York Giants, ACL tear. Jonathan Harrison, New York Giants, ACL tear. TJ Brunson, New York Giants, ACL tear. Rodarius Williams, New York Giants, ACL tear. Shane Lemieux, New York Giants, not ACL, but partial patellar tendon tear. Jabril Peppers, ACL. Blake Martinez, ACL. Wando Robinson, ACL. Sterling Shepard, ACL. Marcus McKeithen, ACL. Darian Beavers, ACL. Kyle Fuller, ACL. Aaron Rodgers, Achilles. Malik Nabers, ACL. At what point does the NFL step in? And we said this today on the Le Batard show. At what point does the NFL step in and say, okay, this is crazy? You would figure that the Giants would look back and say, hey, we've had 11 ACL tears. We've had 11 ACL tears and 3 Achilles tears in a matter of 5 years. That is an obscene amount for just the field. Like, after the second ACL tear, I would have stripped the entire. It's not like these guys don't have money. The Maher family has money, people. They own the Giants, okay? They own the Giants. They got money. This is not a penny pinching organization. This is not Killian High not trying to resod their field. This is the New York Football Giants that have money to blow. They have money to spend. They gave Daniel Jones $279 trillion. They got the money. Tear down the turf. Tear it down. Go put grass. Arizona imports the field, for God's sake. It grows outside, and then they bring it inside via a big-ass conveyor belt. And the Giants can't do that? The Giants can't bring a different set of grass or turf or something different? Mommy, they can't do that? They can't do it? She knows. She was watching the game. She was very excited for the Jaxson Dart start. Right? You were very excited for Jaxson Dart. You were very excited for Justin Herbert. That game ended up being kind of weird because of the fact that Malik Nabers got hurt. Also, isn't it just a complete... What? Oh, speak closer to the mic. Okay, sorry. I was on my Greg Cody tip, being far away from the mic. Thank you for letting me know. So, she wants me to be very close to the mic. Isn't it just Chargers-like to be red hot, beat a bunch of great teams, and then all of a sudden go throw up an absolute stinker against the Giants, who you were favored by, I think, almost a touchdown when it closed. And it was just like, oh, the Chargers don't have it today. The Chargers just don't have it today. By the way, where's Ladd McConkey? Anybody find Ladd McConkey? Do you know where Ladd McConkey is? Because I haven't seen him. Exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. So, that was just a very Chargers game. I expect them to have a little bounce back, but I like Jaxson Dart. I like what he's doing. I like his mobility. I think they're going to be in a tough spot when it comes to pass catchers now, right? They've got Darius Slayton. They've got Wandale Robinson. That's kind of it. They got Scattaboo, who I think is an absolute dog. More on him for Tony's top 5 tomorrow, but from a special location, a secret location. We'll be in Miami doing something completely different than what we've ever done on Tony's top 5. So catch that tomorrow around hour 2 of the Le Batard show. But we'll put that to rest. Chargers, they should have won. They should have won. All right, let's stay out west. Chargers out west, but they played in MetLife. Obviously, let's stay out west. Colts Rams, and I thought was probably going to be the best game of the day, delivered. There was so much from that game, from Daniel Jones throwing his first interception to the Adonai Mitchell non-touchdown, touchdown, non-touchdown. We had Puka Nacua and we have Matthew Stafford. They've just turned into the most nuclear wide receiver and quarterback combo in the NFL now, right? Like Puka's on pace for 10 catches a game. That would put him at 170 catches for the season. It's an insane amount. He had 13 catches. Stafford still got it. I'm gonna give you the guys that one straight up from Tony's top 5. Stafford, the old dog, still got it. Still got it. He can make some throws that I sit back and I'm just like, his arm should not have the torque to be able to do that at 38 years old or 37 years old or whatever he is. Should not be able to do that. They said Cooper Kupp, he's not good anymore. All right, we'll get rid of him. We'll bring in Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams produced. Not a huge stat line, but a good spacer for what that offense wants to do in Sean McVay. Puka Nacua is just their A1. The great thing I love, you know what I love about Puka Nacua? It's not like he's a speed demon. It's not like he's some guy that just beats you with athleticism. He's just always in the right spot. He's always catching the ball. He's always stumbling and bumbling down the right or left side or up the middle for an extra 7 yards because he's just tough as hell. This Rams team is fun. What do you think? What do you think of the game? What do you think of the touchdown? Adonai Mitchell catches a 79-yard bomb. Okay, he's about to get into the end zone, and what? Drops the ball. Can you imagine? Drops the ball right before the end zone. That's something you would never do, right? She's very shy today. Usually she's very talkative. I think she sees herself on the screen. I think she sees the mic. She's like, what's going on here? Who's dad talking to? Talking to all the people that are out there watching. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Cloud Fleet Creation, the boys. I saw Iron Salamander somewhere up there. It's something to keep an eye on the chat, but I will once mom comes back down and gets baby, we'll do a little bit more chat work. All right. Buried the lead long enough. The Chiefs steamroll past the Ravens 37-20. All you need, the magic elixir, we thought was the Dallas Cowboys defense, which it still is, by the way. If you're a struggling quarterback and you need to find your mojo, you will throw 300 yards against the Dallas Cowboys. You don't like that? Why? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, it's okay. She tried to bite the mic. It's okay. I know. All right, so the Chiefs. Let's talk about the Chiefs really quick because you wanted to bite the mic, and we got to talk about the Chiefs. Okay, so Chiefs. Nothing is better than the elixir of the Dallas Cowboys, other than the elixir of the Baltimore Ravens, who are on pace to be the worst defense in football, which is surprising because of the fact that the Dolphins exist. Surprising because there's a lot of other teams that are not good and yet play better defense than the Ravens, who we thought was going to be good. They just had Madubuike, who's out for the season. Marlon Humphreys is hurt. So it's not like there's the cavalry is not coming for this defense. Like they are stuck being bad for a hot minute. Here, let's turn you around, baby. Here we go. There we go. They're stuck being bad for a hot minute. What I was excited to see about the Patriots, about the Chiefs, is that they started finally throwing the ball. Oh, here mom is. She tried to bite the mic, babe. Yeah, she didn't like that we were talking about the Chiefs. She wanted to keep talking about the Chargers, I think. Bye. All right. Now that babysitting time is over, how to make sure that my wife was able to do what she had to do there. She's everything. She's a fan of the Shield. She's a big fan of all the things we're going to talk about. All right. Chiefs offense finally wakes up. Xavier Worthy. Not that we thought he was Megatron, but it goes to show you a little something when the Chiefs have somebody who's dynamic enough to spread the offense, whether it be with a threat of run, with a threat of pass. That looked really good. And obviously they have Rashee Rice coming back week 7. So I don't think all is lost for the Chiefs. It's just been, we've banged the drum on it, Dan and myself on the show. Like the Chiefs offense hasn't been the same thing. And I'm not going to let one game against the Ravens defense, who's led up the most points in the NFL. I'm not going to let that one game change my projection and my thought process about how the Chiefs play offense. They're struggling running the ball. Outside of yesterday, they were struggling throwing the ball deep. They were struggling just kind of in every zone. Man, it didn't really matter. Patrick Mahomes was finding spots and making people better, which is what he does. He's the rising tide that lifts all boats. But this offense, Xavier Worthy plus, I'm excited. It's gonna look good a little bit. It's gonna look better, but I'm still a little bearish on the offense. And that I might eat these words in November when the Chiefs find things and are starting to get things rolling and are looking like the best team in the AFC. Yeah, I might eat my words. For sure. But right now, I still think it's a bit of a mirage. All right, let's get to last night. Packers, Cowboys, in probably the most exciting tie in NFL history. I don't think there's been a more exciting tie. 40-40 tie. It also is a scoregami, by the way, for those of you checking in at home. Scoregami 40-40, which has been the Packers are in a weird place of like they're supposed to be really good and yet they continue to disappoint, right? You let Dak throw for 300 yards. I think he threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for another touchdown. Your defense is supposed to play a lot better than that. I get Dallas's offense is good, but they're down their best receiver. Javonte Williams is their best running back. Like, you need to be able to handle that. And allowing 40 points to the Dallas Cowboys is a hell of a lot of points. And on the Dallas side, is it a wasted year? Like I don't see them making the playoffs. That division is too tough. I think obviously the Eagles are going to win the division, but the commies are staying afloat a little bit with Marcus Mariota. Obviously, Jaden Daniels is going to come back. I think Dan Quinn was talking about this week coming up against the Chargers. But you're at best case scenario, ceiling scenario is you make the wild card. But you're not beating teams like Detroit. You're not beating teams like, I don't think they beat Minnesota if JJ McCarthy's healthy and KOC has some time to game plan. B-Flow has some time to game plan against Dak. I don't think they would beat them. I don't think they beat Seattle. I don't think they beat any team in the NFC West. 49ers, if they're a little bit more healthy. I don't think Dallas beats the Rams. Like, this is a very odd year where there's one great team that we know of in the NFC, which is the Eagles. And then there's a couple, like a tier down. We've got Rams. We've got Packers, maybe. We got Lions. We've got next tier down, maybe Seattle, LA. Like, it's just a very, very up. Oh, the Bucs. I'd say Bucs are probably in the second tier for right now. That's a good shout, Josh. I didn't remember the Bucs, but it's just not Dallas's year, and it feels like every year we say that. But when you trade your best defensive player before the season starts, it's kind of a wild. Your defense is not good, and then you trade your best defensive piece. Yeah, you're gonna suck. You're not gonna be good. You're not gonna be good. But Packers need to get it together, man. Packers need to get it together. The offense is still Jordan Love, surrounded by a lot of C+, B- guys. And it's actually a point to how good Matt LaFleur is as a coach and a play caller, because he's getting the most out of guys that would probably be 2 or 3s on other teams. And it's a very decentralized offense, right? There is nobody who's, all right, this is our guy. Tucker Kraft, he's got one game where he goes for 125 yards and a touchdown. The next game he disappears. Then a game like today, or like last night, where he has 2 near touchdowns where he gets stopped at the 2-yard line. Romeo Doubs has 3 touchdowns. Like, all these things happen, and you're like, yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. It just is what it is. Jags win a ugly game. They tried to lose it at all costs, as usual. Completely tried to lose it. And San Francisco's just, I don't know what's going on. I think there needs to be something studied within the San Francisco organization. We talk about MetLife and we talk about the turf over there hurting people severely. We need to figure out what's going on in Santa Clara, because every season Every single season, the 49ers have the worst injury luck imaginable. This year, they've already lost Brock Purdy, Nick Bosa, George Kittle. Jawan Jennings has been in and out of the lineup. Didn't play last game, played this game, got hurt. Ricky Pearsall, last man standing, got hurt. Knee he said it feels a little unstable. Could be a PCL injury. We don't know what's going on. How much money would I have had to give you for you to tell me that Christian McCaffrey would be the last man standing healthy in San Francisco? The odds to that would have been plus 10 million for McCaffrey to be the last man standing who hasn't been injured. That's football. The way you know what? Football's explained to me in a funny way by a smart guy. He said it is a oddly shaped ball that bounces weird ways. Weird things happen in football. Weird things happen in football, and that's why we love the sport, right? Every week there is some team that is finding a new way to lose a game. There's a team finding a new way to win a game. There's teams that you know for a fact are dog ass. The Browns. They go out and beat the Packers, who we knew or pretty sure we thought they were good. Now this week in week 4, we knew the Saints were bad, yet put up a pretty valiant effort against the Bills, who we thought were one of the best teams in the NFL. It's like parity in this league is so paramount. That's why they have the draft. That's why they have all these things. But yet somehow, some way, Vegas always gets it right. I don't know how that works. End of that Jags game, the Liam Cohen, Robert Saleh exchange was fun. I like Liam Cohen, dude. I like Liam Cohen. Obviously, you guys know I like the Jags. There's the Sambo Seli candle in full effect. I have it here in arm's distance, in arm's reach. Okay. You know what else I have in arm's reach? Duval versus Duval. Right? I like Liam Cohen. I think he's a smart guy. I think he's a guy that is the culture shifter that the Jags needed after the Peterson experience, after Urban Meyer, and just the disaster that they've had for the last 5 or 6 years. I think Liam Cohen is a smart enough guy. He's a sharp enough guy to make things work. I think they're kind of already stuck with Trevor Lawrence. They just paid him a ton of money. And he's the one guy that he's getting. If he can resurrect a little bit of what Trevor Lawrence, if he can downplay some of his turnovers, make him play smart, I think that's going to be a tough task. But if he can do that, now he's got 2 quarterbacks on his track record of I saved these guys' career, right? Baker with Liam Cohen was amazing. And now Trevor Lawrence, if they can get that going, all of a sudden you talk about Liam Cohen, quarterback whisperer, and it's like, makes sense. So Jags somehow, some way moved to 3-1, beat the San Francisco 49ers in a game that they tried to desperately lose, as Jags usually do. Bills beat the Saints. Bills are an interesting team because it feels like they've done it every year without real star players outside of Josh Allen. We know James Cook is really good. Obviously, he made a ton of money, just signed a new contract. But from a weapons perspective, this is a far ways off, but I want to bring the comparison, and before you guys jump on my back, I want to bring the comparison and try to draw it out for you. So he's not Tom Brady, okay? Tom Brady won championships with these guys. But are we getting to the point in Josh Allen's career, sans championships, forget championships, put it in a vacuum, where it doesn't really matter who his wide receivers, who his tight ends are? He's going to will the team to 12 wins year in and year out. It feels like that's where we are with Josh Allen right now. He doesn't have a Gronk, right? Brady had a Gronk in that middle part of his career. It just feels like Kincaid, Knox, okay, smash them together, put a Frankenstein tight end out there and let him play.
You got Keon Coleman, who they thought was going to be pretty good, who's just kind of middling, just kind of average for right now. Shakir, who's probably their best playmaker from the receiving core. Like Josh Allen's just doing it with nothing, with nobody. And it's like he's that dude. He's Brady-esque in the sense that he can take guys like a Danny Amendola or you name it, Julian Edelman, failed quarterback from Kent State, and turn him into a Super Bowl MVP. Like, I don't know. Josh is just a special dude. Josh is a very special dude. And they haven't really played anybody yet. They've got, you know what? Let's actually check out the Bills schedule really quick. Let's check out the Bills schedule. All right, let's take a look here because, okay, so they beat Baltimore, obviously, week 1, which was a great game. Baltimore's 1-3. They beat the Jets, week 2. Jets are 0-3. They beat Miami to move to 3-0. They're 0-3. So right now, by my math, obviously Jets Dolphins play tonight. We're looking at what, 1-9? 1-9 between 3 teams. And then they played the Saints, who are also a team that hasn't won a game. Next couple of games, New England, Atlanta, Carolina. Then they play Kansas City, Miami, Tampa, Houston, Pittsburgh, Cincy, New England, Cleveland, Philly, New York. With the schedule, they've got, I think the Pats game will be tough. Kansas City will be tough. Tampa will be tough. Pittsburgh could be interesting. New England again. Philly. So you're talking about 6 games in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You're talking about 6 games in the next 13 games that like are tough. And they could still win those games, right? And you look at the schedule, you're like, dude, the Bills played nobody, yet they continue to take care of their business, right? TCB. That's what you got to do week in, week out. You can only play who's on your schedule. And the Bills continue to just beat teams. I think Juju Gotti brought up a great point in today's postgame show. He's like, the Bills are kind of frauds. They haven't played anybody like we talked about, but their defense is a little spooky. That defense is a little spooky. They can get thrown on. They can get run on. Like, let's see when a real offense, Atlanta will put them to the test, right? Bijan Robinson will put them to the test. I think Drake May can get outside of the pocket and make something happen in the New England game. Like, these are all big tests for a team that is looking across the landscape in the AFC, and you're looking around and you're like, Kansas City's beatable. We beat the Ravens already. They're 1-3. They may not make the playoffs. The Steelers are absolutely beatable. The Chargers just lost to Jaxson Dart. The Chargers are beatable. The Broncos are beatable. The Bengals don't have Joe Burrow. Like, this is a very winnable AFC if we can lock in and get this defense playing well. That says Bills are going to coast to the playoffs, right? Yeah. Yes. Coast, because again, 6 games of the next 13 are actually tough. Bravo to the schedule makers over in for Buffalo, because damn, they made it easy. You win the division and you get that schedule. Whew. Wow. All right, a couple more things before we preview Monday Night Football tonight. Steelers win in Dublin. Carson Wentz, you can't ride all the turnovers into the glory of a 48-10 victory all the time. You got to make plays. You got to make plays as a quarterback. And Steelers just jumped up to a lead, and it was tough sledding for the Vikings. I think the Vikings are an interesting team, man. Like, if they would have just kept Sam Darnold, the Vikings could be maybe the best team in the NFC outside of Philly. They chose, you know what, Sam, thank you. You were 14-3. You had a career season. We can actually replace you with somebody who hasn't played in the NFL before, and we think he's going to be just as good. And we'll prove it to you. So you can sign with a competitor, with a team in the NFC that if we might see you in the wild card, might beat your ass. And lo and behold, McCarthy, training wheels were stuck, right? They were on, and had a couple winning plays in the Monday Nighter when on the season opener, and then the wheels kind of fell off. And now he's hurt, and now more time not seeing live fire, live ammunition. Kevin O'Connell's would be like, damn, if we just had just one guy that could play quarterback, one guy, this team would be really, really, really good. All right, let's move to tonight. Obviously, Finns fans everywhere. The season's already over, so congratulations to everybody. Another outstanding season. At this point, do you tank? At this point, do you just say 0-3? The Tyreek situation has run its course. He's tired. The front office, I'm guessing, is tired, even though they don't want to say it. The coach is tired, might not be there. Might have a lame duck head coach. After that, if McDaniels does get fired, you bring in, who's it, Weaver, the defensive coordinator. You let him coach, then try to get somebody else in the next go around. It's just, that says it. Who do you tank for? Tank for who? Hope that somebody becomes the number one pick that you want. Hopefully there's an offensive lineman out there that's good enough to be the number one pick and help you on the left. So maybe there's a left tackle out there. I haven't looked at who's coming out of the draft yet, but you'd hope, man, somebody, some offensive lineman, some defensive linemen, just trench warfare. Get somebody, get a big dude somewhere. Get a big ass guy somewhere that can protect the quarterback or attack the quarterback. One of the two. Go find somebody. But misery loves company. The Jets also not good, right? This is the frustrating part of being in a market where the football, at least professionally, there's no juice, man. Nobody cares. People are going to go out to the game today because they want to tailgate. They want a little bit of a reprieve from a Monday on a work week. But there's no juice about the Dolphins. There's no juice about a couple of years ago when they were the best offense in football. Dude, people were buzzing. You'd go to Publix, hey, Dolphins. And again, I'm a man of the shield. Okay? I don't care about the Dolphins. I don't care about any team. I care about every team. And when you live in Miami and there's no juice about the pro team, it's like, damn. For the 6 hours that I was in Tampa, okay, the people were buzzing about the Bucs. Bucs flags everywhere, people flying them, honking, the Jolly Roger up, and everybody loved it. Here, the stadium is 900,000 miles away. No buzz. No one. And Kendall, nobody's even said the word dolphin. They say mahi mahi. It's a fish joke. It's a fish joke for all you guys out there that know the difference or the similarity between dolphin and mahi. It's the same thing. I think it's now or never for McDaniel. I think he's got to come into this game uber focused, super focused to at least get KN1 says it's a hockey town. Yeah, well, we'll see about that too. Now Barkov is injured. We'll see about that. McDaniel has to go gangbusters tonight against the Jets. He has to put up points. He has to win. If they don't win tonight, the Dolphins do not win tonight and get publicly embarrassed by a mediocre Jets team, I don't see how McDaniels coaches this team next week. I really don't. With all the turmoil of the Tyreek Hill situation, with Tua, with just everything happening, with the entire world falling upon you, if the Jets go in and beat your ass, there's no reason you should be coaching next week. It is over. Over. Even more over than it's already been because you've been embarrassed 3 games in a row. It is over. Over. So Dolphins need to step up big, win the game tonight, because if not, like Dan said, Dolphin fans, welcome to another decade of irrelevance. Second Monday night, we'll get you out on this. Obviously, the game is going to start in about 20 minutes or so. Bengals dead in the water. Jake Browning, good backup. Denver's defense is best in the league. They got a get right game here against Cincy. Denver's in a weird spot where they have the pieces to compete against a down AFC West, where we thought it was going to be, can all 4 teams make the playoffs in the AFC West? And we're starting to realize, no, it's going to take a little bit for the Chiefs to get in there, right? If things kind of fall apart, even though things are looking good, the Chargers may win the division. Raiders are now 1-3, three straight losses after the win against the Patriots in Week 1. Denver's needs to make a statement tonight against Cincy. So I'll do some predictions. Let's go. Dolphins win a close one, 24-17. And I think the Broncos win. I think the Broncos win 27-10. So Dolphins 24-17, and McDaniel saves the season at least one more week until they play, I think, the Panthers next week. And then, look who's in the chat. Look who's in the chat. Wow. If you don't say Lewis. So I'm in the chat. Yes, sir. Okay. Anyways, love doing this for you guys. Sundays are just tough. I'm a dad now. Sundays are tough as hell. So Mondays will probably be the new spot for Tony's NFL 2-minute drill. If you ask anybody, if you're in the Levitar Show Discord, all my people there, if you ask anybody or see somebody who asks, why doesn't Tony do them on Sunday nights anymore? Direct them at 10-Day Tony on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Twitter, wherever it is that you can find streaming. I'm all over the place. We do on Monday nights now, 7-ish, depending on what today was a little bit earlier, obviously because we got 2 Monday night games and they start earlier. Wow, Dola with 3 kids watching it. Is it cake? Oh, watching Is It Cake? Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, everybody, love you guys. We will do another episode, another stream with Lewis in the show probably Wednesday, and then we'll have some fun. So appreciate all you guys watching. Everybody who commented, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for sharing the Discord. Check us out all over the place at 10-Day Tony on all streaming platforms. Podcast coming soon. I'm going to put the podcast up tonight, and I'll drop it in for all you guys. I'll send it over to the Discord fam so you guys can subscribe. So appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.